Hey everybody, this is City Limit Films, and I put a video on Instagram a while back, and nobody actually follows me, so none of you know what I'm talking about. But I had some lightsabers. It's pretty cool. Basically, it was actually from this shoot. It was supposed to last like 2 minutes, but it was pouring and everything, and this guy's lightsaber broke, so we just cut it short and put it on Instagram. But anyways, this is going to be a long enough tutorial as is because I'm going to be showing you guys how to do two different types of lightsabers. The first one is the more mainstream, much more difficult, and it looks about the same way, and this is about how everybody on YouTube will show you how to do it. And then the way I'm doing it is how I actually did it. I think it looks a little better, and it is far easier and not near as much hassle. So there's going to be a lot of cutting, and I'm going to be really brief. I'm not going to go into super great detail. I'm just going to tell you what you need to know. So you're going to need a pretty good understanding of After Effects. This is definitely not a beginner's tutorial. Alright, so let's get started. So we're going to drag in our footage, and I'm just doing a really short clip, just one hit, just because I've got to do this fast. And we are just going to be doing this guy's lightsaber. Alright, so we're going to start by putting in a new layer. Any color will work. And, I should name that. Let's call this Saber. And then turn off the eye, not on that one, just on that one. Press G for your pen tool, put 4 marks. Okay, connect them, and then let's come in here. And then basically each mark is going to go 1 for every part of the lightsaber. So I'm going to go through, oh yeah, and then open up your mask settings in this. No, not that. Go to mask. And then mask 1, mask path, click the stopwatch, and then go through and keyframe this, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I'm back, and this is the white layer. I turned the eyeball back on, and this is what it looks like. It just follows it pretty well. And so now let's actually get into this. So you're going to click on your saber and control D1, 2, 3, 4 times, so you're going to have 5 layers. For the first one, don't do anything. For the second one, press F for feather and add about 5 pixels. For the third one, press F for feather, do about 10 pixels. Wait, what did I just do? Let's go with 10 pixels. Close that out. Come to this one, press F for feather, do about 30 pixels or so. And then for this last one, press F for feather and go with 60. And then, whenever we... Oh, I put that into that. So now we look at this, and it's kind of this glowy color, which is really cool. So what you're going to want to do, and I should have done this earlier, but you're just going to want to select every layer but the first one, and then you're going to want to solid settings, make it whatever color. For me, I'm going to do a blue saber, so let's go with that, and then click new, and then click on this, and then just do the same thing for all of them. Okay, so I'm back now, and you can see how it looks a little bit more like a lightsaber. The only problem is this white is really harsh. But like I was saying, the top of this thing's a little bit white, or this white's a little bit rough. So we're just going to come into here on the white layer. The one we left white is going to be the top one. Press feather and play with it. I like about 10, and then you can see that just kind of makes it look like that. Okay, so next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to select all the layers that are the saber, press Ctrl-Shift-C for pre-compose, and I'm just going to call this saber, and you're going to come over to here, and then you have your lightsaber footage, and it is all tracked onto there, so I'm just going to end that right there. So the next thing you're going to want to do is throw glow on top of the pre-comp, and play around with these values. I actually like about the way that looks, and so once that's done like that, close that out, go to your blending mode and put it to screen. It'll give it a little bit more of a realistic look. Put on your motion blur, and then you can see I wasn't quite right, and that might be a little too faint, but that's about how I like it. And that's actually not that difficult, and it looks pretty good, and it's really not that hard to do. And obviously, if we had this one, this lightsaber would be going over that one. But yeah, it looks nice, and that's how you do that one. So now let's move on to the second type of thing that I do. All right, guys. Wait. Never mind. So basically, same thing. I'm going to show you guys how I do it my way. So first, let's cut out the footage I'm going to use right there. And it's going to go on to about right there. Alright, So this way is not totally plugin free, but the plugin I use is free. I'm using Andrew Kramer's or Video Copilot's Lightsaber preset, and I'll put a link in the description. And so I'll show you guys how to use it, but it's totally free. There should be a link to it in the description, and blah blah blah. So I'm going to right click and just one solid, call this Saber. Sabre is what I did. And it doesn't matter what color it is because your preset that you're going to use is going to go over that. And then you're going to come over here and you're going to do light underscore. Find the Lightsaber V2 thing, drop it onto your blue. It's going to say it's missing, but it's not. That's just how it works. And then you'll see right here you have this pre-made lightsaber. I'm going to turn off the glow, turns it into a little stick. And your computer, my computer, just renders it out better. And I'm going to take my thickness up to about 20 so I can see it better. And then click your start position. Actually, no. For this one, you're going to go to the very end of the clip first because it uses After Effects' render engine to do the motion blur, so you don't have to actually do any motion blur in camera. So you're going to start at the last frame, turn your motion blur on here, and then for your comp, and then you're going to click on your start position, and end position, and then perspective and thickness. And the perspective, if you just look at it, is just like if the saber's pointing at or away from the camera, but I'm just going to take it back to 0. Keyframe all of those. The extend is for if you are like making it going to close or open. And so basically what you're going to do, click on your start position just so you don't get mixed up, and click it right there, and then put the other one to right there. Alright, so I'm just going to go through and keyframe this, and then I'll be right back whenever I'm done. Okay, so now I'm back, and so I just got through, and this is way easier just because you only have 2 points to move, and it does it all for you. So here's a look at, like, that's the, there's the motion blur. It'll do all by itself. All you have to do is just turn on motion blur for everything, and it'll do that. So once you have that, literally all you have to do, show the glow. Now I did not track this as well as I could have and or should have, just because this is just a tutorial. But as you watch, I mean, and I don't know what I'm trying to say, but basically it works really well. However, if you're using this, I would always recommend to put your blending mode to screen. That just lightens it, makes it look a little bit more realistic and a little bit more like Star Wars. But yeah, so here's what, I mean, that's a lot less work, one plugin, and live color changes. You can change the color as you go, and you can just go to any color you want. So it's really awesome. If you're using this effect, this plugin, all of the stuff here that I'm clicking down is actually not anything you will use. This is just something Andrew Kramer built to make this thing. These are the only controls you'll use, and honestly, I mean, besides maybe glow if you want a brighter saber, or soften and flicker speed, but yeah, basically this is all you're going to need, and it's really all just keyframing, and it just looks so nice. I mean, super simple, really nice, and probably my favorite color though is going to be a, maybe not that lime green, but it's probably a green color just because it looks so good. I mean, it's perfect. So that's how you can do that. Now there's one thing I forgot to tell you, but it doesn't matter. If you're going to do the muzzle, not the muzzle flash, been trying to do a lot of tutorials recently. If you're going to do the motion blur, how you control this is actually kind of weird. It's going to be through the composition settings. It's going to be in your advanced, and it's going to be your shutter angle. So see, I think the normal composition is a 180 degree shutter angle. And if you watch, let's pre-render this. So if you watch it, the motion blur is way less at that shutter angle than if you take it up to about 300, which is what I do, just because the more motion blur you have, the more things you can cover. So yes, the more motion blur you want, the higher a shutter angle, and that's literally all you gotta do. So thanks for watching this tutorial. Hope you guys like it. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll try to make more tutorials if you guys want. See you later.